I'm Marcela, Valladolid. I'm a resident here of San Diego, specifically Chula Vista, California, but I grew up in Tijuana. I spent the first 30 years of my life there. I consider myself a Tijuanense. Tijuana is my home. And we had heard, I'm not crossing the border. Obviously, it's very difficult. My father is down there. A lot of my family is down there, but obviously we're all practicing social distancing and staying home. So I'm not seeing any of my family. And with that also, I wasn't really seeing anything. And the local news wasn't, the Tijuana news, which we can access here in San Diego, wasn't giving us kind of access to what was happening in hospitals for whatever reason. And then thank God, the good things that can happen because of social media. I started getting a lot of photos and messages, and that now infamous video from an Eugenio Derbez talking about Clínica 20, the clinic number 20, and how doctors are having to purchase their own supplies, how they don't have the face masks, they don't have the goggles. And it just kind of, in the photos started coming in of, medics taking photos inside hospitals. And I was like, well, what can I do from this side? And I was having a conversation with my neighbor, who's also a childhood best friend, also from Tijuana. Our moms were best friends. They both since passed away, also from Tijuana. Our whole lives were spent there together. We grew up together. And she's like, you know what? I really just want to, open up a GoFundMe so I can send it to Tijuana's General Hospital, for 5,000. And I was like, no, my friend, we're going for 50. And I'm going to put it out on social media, and we're going to push it for 24 hours and get as much as we can get. Some wonderful, also local celebrities tagged on. Marcantonio Regil, who has a huge following, posted about it. Giovanna Mendoza, who has 1 million followers on Instagram, posted about it. We Are Me Too, which is a huge social platform, also posted about it. Frankie J posted about it. Like, everybody that heard about it started reposting, and within a couple of days we're now at $60,000. We're shooting for 100. And we're just so in this very chaotic, difficult, uncertain time. It is just so beautiful to see so many people jumping in. And what's great about this campaign is it hasn't been like big chunks of money. It's just been a ton of individual donations that just added up, just a whole bunch of people willing to help. And there's always this issue of trust and transparency when it comes to things like this, sadly. And I think I offered people a direct way to get their money to hands that I know because these are family members dealing with this money and distributing it at the Hospital General in Tijuana, that people know that this money is going to go to good hands and to good use.
And that's great. And you started with hopes for 5,000, then you went for 50,000, and it just seems like, how overwhelmed are you with the response?
Overwhelmed, but not surprised. I have I've done a few things like this in the past, and I always end up in tears because the people that follow, a lot of them from Hispanic backgrounds, a lot of them are like me, that their hearts are in Mexico, and sometimes literally half of their families, and they're desperate to try to help. And they always do. They always step up, and they're always looking for a way. I'm continuing to get messages like with all this, like the floodgates open. I have people in Mexico City saying, I have access to all of these supplies. How do I get them to you? I'm having soap sent to me from Los Angeles to find a way to get it across the border. Like, it just opened the floodgates of love from our community that wants to send the love down to Tijuana. And that's kind of my job right now. And I'm willing to do it. And my neighbor, Elizabeth Encinas, Cookie, my dear friend who opened up the GoFundMe, we've both just been nonstop every day over WhatsApp, trying to figure out how to make this grow and grow. I just got another message from another celebrity with more than 3 million followers on Instagram, which I can't mention because we haven't locked it down, but she's going to start pushing on social media too. So God knows where this is going to go. So we're very grateful.
And as we've done a few stories, and just kind of Mexico's been a little bit behind us, as COVID's been moving in there. What are you hearing about the struggles that they're facing there at the Tijuana General Hospital?
It's just, I guess, shortage of supplies, I think, is the biggest issue. And that the directive that the people in charge, a lot of them are either sick or calling in sick, and that makes it really difficult for the doctors and nurses to kind of get their jobs done if there's no, you know, people higher up trying to organize the whole situation. I have not been there. Obviously they're not allowing cameras in there, but the people that are there are risking their lives every day, working double shift tirelessly, without eating, without sleeping. My friend, who's also a neighbor, who has Mama Mia pizzas in Tijuana, is sending pizzas to them every day. Everybody's just trying to jump in and help. My friend Emma Luisa, whose dad has a hotel down there, 3 floors are now open for doctors and nurses and medics to come in and rest, so they can stay quarantined away from their families and not contaminate their families. And they're feeding them, and they're, you know, providing them with beds and showers so they can clean up and head back to work. Like, everybody's pitching in, but those doctors and nurses and medics and staff, they need the supplies. They need the money to buy the supplies. It's just really, really desperate.
Great. And just for our viewers who may not know you, can you give us just a little bit of your background in the community?
Yeah, my name is Marcela Valladolid. I'm a chef, best known for my work on the Food Network. I publish cookbooks and I host television shows on the Food Network, and I develop products related to my cuisine and background in Mexico and Mexican culture and my growing up in Mexico.
Well, that's great that you're taking your power of social media that you have and reining in other people and doing this. And we wish you the best of luck. Just any other message that you want to give to our viewers and how they can also help out.
Yes, well, if you go to my Instagram at Chef Marcela, the link is posted on my profile. It's a GoFundMe page. And I just decided 2 minutes before coming up and doing a live with you. I've done this before, but if anybody's willing to give us a 20 grand donation so that we can reach our current goal of 75, I will personally come and cook for you. Obviously, if you're local. If you're not, we'll figure it out. But a 20 grand donation, I will come and cook a full dinner for you and your family, because we really, really, really need these donations right now. And GoFundMe takes a few days to process, and they need these funds yesterday. So we already pulled a chunk out that's being processed. It takes 4 days to get down to Tijuana, but we're starting the process all over again to get more funds, more donations to send down to Tijuana, because they really need it. At Chef Marcela on Instagram.